Part 54. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 532. Chapter 532, I don't agree. 3 more, please customize. Alu's attention was immediately attracted by those cans, and his green eyes were wide open. This was the first time she had smelled this smell, and it was so wonderful. Although it was the first time she smelled it, she fell deeply in love with the smell. It smelled delicious. Unfortunately, since I couldn't finish it, I had to throw it away, Subai said deliberately. Alu swallowed his saliva, suppressed the urge to look forward to it, and asked, "Are you a witch from the Yanlong tribe?" This also shocked her very much. The person opposite, who looked so good-looking and young, was actually a shaman from the Yanlong tribe. This was really unbelievable and even a bit fanciful. How? Don't I look like that? Subai opened his hands and asked. Nothing like it, Alu said without hesitation. Not only are they different, they are completely different people. In her impression, no witch from the tribe is so young and handsome. The most important thing is that he has left the tribe. The Yanlong tribe is quite far away from the Green Vine tribe. How could a shaman from a tribe come here so far away? This is also a puzzling point, but the most puzzling thing is the appearance and age of the other tribe. Ha 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 ha, regardless of whether I look like him or not, I am indeed a shaman from the Yanlong tribe. Subai smiled heartily. He was used to it. After all, except for Niojiao Niang, who knew the whole story better, everyone else was shocked and even confused when they heard that he was a witch. So I am used to seeing the other party's expression like this, but I do understand that this primitive tribe should be the first witch as young as him. I wonder what Wu wants to cooperate with our tribe. Alu's attitude began to change. At first, he thought that the opponent was just an ordinary person, at most a warrior, right? Because judging from the opponent's body and demeanor, he should be a very strong person. But he was definitely not thinking that the other party was actually a shaman from the Yanlong tribe. Since it was a shaman from the tribe who came in person, her attitude must be better, although she didn't know what the other party wanted to cooperate with. In addition, she was also curious about the taste of those cans. Why does it smell so good? I want you to draw me a map of the surrounding area, and I can give you some porcelain or dried meat, Subai said seriously. What he wants is to have a good understanding of this continent. Since the other party knows the surroundings better, it would be good to ask the other party to give him a map. Draw a map. This is the first time Alu heard this term, and his face is certainly full of confusion. In other words, tell me about the surrounding environment. I want to know what tribes are nearby and what do those tribes do, Subai said seriously. He suddenly knew that it would be unrealistic to ask the other party to draw a map, but it would be good to tell him what the surrounding environment is like. After all, he will start to open up trade after the beginning of spring, and the most important trade objective is the surrounding departments, so that he does not have to send people to the Spotted Deer tribe all the time. The most important thing is that he wants to make the Yanlong tribe a tribe like the Spotted Deer tribe, a tribe that everyone can come to. Only if the tribe can attract people from other tribes, then the Yanlong tribe has hope of recruiting more people, and there is more hope of expanding the tribe. And the reason for asking the other party to tell the nearby tribes is the same, so that the news can be told to those tribes, so that open up a trade line. This time I came out of the tribe for this purpose. In addition to relaxing, I also wanted to see if there were other tribes by the river. If there are other tribes, I would like to know the distance and what the other tribe does. See if I can be of any help to the Yanlong tribe. Why does Wu need to know this? Do you want to invade these tribes? Although Alu's tone was very respectful, she couldn't help but feel a little uncomfortable hearing this. She sighed and continued seriously, if you want to invade these tribes, then I can't tell you. Although the girl wanted to know what those foods were, her conscience told her not to do so. When the Black Snake tribe invaded the Yanlong tribe, she heard it was very magical. So just now she heard that the other party was the Yanlong tribe. Her attitude softened, but she didn't expect that the other party would actually invade other tribes. This not only shocked her, but also made her a little angry. She didn't expect that the other party would also bully others after being bullied. I think you misunderstood. I don't want to invade those tribes, I just want to exchange things with you, that's all, Subai said calmly. He understood why the other party was so angry, so he was so calm. After all, ordinary people would feel the same when hearing this request. So that's the case, but if that's the case, why do you want to leave the tribe yourself? Don't you think this is too dangerous? Alu said doubtfully. Didn't you also leave the tribe? Don't you feel in danger? Subai did not answer directly but asked the other party. I am different. You are a shaman from the Yanlong tribe. It would be too dangerous for you to leave the tribe. Alu quickly shook his head and said. Aren't you also the chief's daughter or the daughter of a witch? Aren't they worried when you left? Subai continued to ask. Alu was stunned and said in shock, how did you know? I remember I didn't say. You can tell from what you are wearing and what you are wearing. This is not difficult, Subai said lightly. As soon as he saw the other party, he knew that the other party's identity was not ordinary. The other party wore a lot of animal tooth necklaces, animal tooth bracelets or animal tooth anklets, and he also had a lot of animal skins. If he is an ordinary member of the tribe and cannot share so many things. In addition, the other party's demeanor and temperament are also different. This is something Subai did not say. Judging from these points alone, he knew that the other party must be he is not an ordinary member of the tribe. After hearing this, Alu subconsciously touched the animal tooth necklace around his neck and said hesitantly, then, that was given to me by my father. So I don't know what you think about it? If I could get the stuff to you right now, Subai continued to ask. When he came out this time, he specially brought these things, just in case. Of course, he didn't bring many of these things. For example, there was only a porcelain bowl, canned meat, and dried meat. Brought some. Third update, please support, and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 533. Chapter 533, A Face That Looks Funny. For more, please customize. Alu began to think about it. After all, the Luteng tribe is not in short supply of dried meat. Because they had stored a lot when the big ice and snow came, they could still carry it for a while. But I heard the porcelain mentioned by the other party and the can in the hands of the animal-eared girl just now are very attractive, although I don't know what the former is. Woo, I want to know what porcelain is. Alu mustered up the courage to ask. Subai motioned to the people next to him to get it from the ice sledge. After getting it, he handed it over and said, this is porcelain. Only our Yanlong tribe has it. Is this porcelain? After Alu got it, she observed it carefully, her green eyes full of surprise. This was the first time she saw this thing. The feeling of getting it and the appearance of it were very unique. She could feel that it was a good thing. For a moment, I thought of my father. He likes weird things so much, so he will definitely like this thing. What's more, this thing is not weird at all and looks very good looking. Well, our tribe has many. Other tribes spent 2 bags of dried meat for 1 porcelain, and some even used more, Subai said lightly. In his opinion, these are very normal. After all, the emergence of porcelain in primitive tribes is already a very powerful thing. Does this thing actually cost so much dried meat? Alu was so frightened that she quickly held the porcelain in her hand tighter, fearing that it would be terrible if she accidentally broke it. Although the Green Vine tribe now has enough food, it cannot afford her squandering. Well, is this enough for us to cooperate? Subai asked seriously, not wanting to waste too much time on this matter. If the other party is willing, then be willing. If not, quickly find the next tribe. Anyway, the ice sledge moves very fast, so there is no need to waste too much time here. Much time? Yes, but I have to tell my father first. I can't make the decision directly, Alu said immediately. After hearing the value of this porcelain, she immediately agreed. After all, it takes 2 bags of dried meat to exchange for it. You must know that with 2 bags of dried meat, you can go to the spotted deer tribe and exchange for many things. So we still have to grasp. If you don't mind, I can go to your tribe, Subai said softly. He mainly wanted to see what the situation was like in other tribes. How did other tribes cope with the heavy ice and snow? Not only that, he also had a small thought in mind, that is, he wanted to see what the situation was like in other tribes. See if there is any Yanlong tribe in other tribes that can help. If so, you can also use this as a condition. Or see if other tribes have things that the Yanlong tribe needs, and then use the things it's more convenient to barter. Ken Alu nodded and said, the initial worry and vigilance have gradually dispelled. Tap tap tap. Just when the girl finished speaking, there were bursts of running sounds behind her. As the sounds got closer and closer, the owners of those sounds slowly became clear from the original small black dots. They were the warriors of the Green Vine tribe. They were all well dressed and each held a spear in their hand. The man with green hair in the lead had a very serious expression and said, Alu, why did you run out by yourself? This is really too dangerous. After he finished speaking, he stopped Alu behind him and looked at him with a very serious expression. With Subai and others. The weapons in his hands were immediately raised towards them, and his tone was murderous. Who are you? What do you want to do to our Alu? Yeju and others did not sit still and wait for death. They all immediately picked up their weapons and stood in front of Su. White front. The wolf-eared girl's grey eyes narrowed slightly. As long as the other party dared to act rashly, she would never let the other party leave alive. Uncle Dole, I'm fine. I'm just helping my father catch fish. These people are not bad people. They won't do anything to me. Alu hurriedly struggled to defend himself. He thought that if he didn't speak out, the 2 gangs would easily start fighting. Are you really okay? You don't have to be afraid when we are here. Dole asked immediately. He is the leader of the patrol team of the Green Vine tribe. He immediately drove out of the tribe when he heard someone said that Alu was missing. His medium short green hair was very conspicuous, and his face was also very big and tall. His small mung bean eyes don't match his appearance, and his nose is also extremely big. In short, the facial features together look very happy. In addition, he is 1.8 meters tall, and with such small eyes and big nose, he looks very happy. Especially for peacekeeping. I'm really fine. They want to cooperate with our tribe, and they are the former Yanlong tribe, Alu quickly explained. She didn't want the porcelain that she got right away to disappear again. It would be a pity if it disappeared. After all, her father liked these little things very much. Want to cooperate with our tribe? Cooperate with us during heavy snow and ice? Isn't this a bit of a joke? Dole said he didn't believe anything. No one would ever choose to cooperate with another tribe during heavy ice and snow. This is simply an act of seeking death. Let's not talk about the content of the cooperation. It's just that it's raining all the time. Judging from the snow and the thick snow on the road, no one would do this. They really wanted to cooperate with us and even brought their stuff. Alu handed over the porcelain in his hand. Dole took the porcelain and looked at it. Since his eyes were small, the porcelain was very close to his eyes. He looked at it seriously for a while and said, this is indeed a good thing. I wonder what they want to cooperate with. Let's go back first. It's really cold here, Alu urged, not wanting to stand on the ice all the time. She is no better than the people of the Yanlong tribe. They all wear thick animal skins and unnamed things, but look, it was very warm when he was wearing it. But he had been away from the tribe for a long time, and his hands and face were already red from the cold. He began to lose consciousness gradually, and he no longer wanted to stay outside. Dole's happy face was full of doubts. Expression. After shaving the porcelain, he asked the escort Alu to walk in front. He turned back to look at the people of the Yanlong tribe. Although he did not speak, his eyes kept looking at them up and down. Subai didn't say anything, he just kept holding back his laughter. The other person's face was really too funny. But I couldn't laugh out loud in front of the other person, because it would be rude, so I kept holding it in. Fourth update, please support and customize. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 534. Chapter 534, Don't judge a book by its appearance. One more, please customize. Tap tap tap. Subai and others, led by Alu, walked towards the Green Vine tribe. After leaving the ice, they stepped onto the thick snow. Everyone walked for an hour before arriving at the entrance of the Green Vine tribe. The tribe seemed to be about the same size as the Yanlong tribe. A high wooden wall was also built at the door, and there were also totem warriors guarding the door. The only difference is that there are many tall vines at the entrance of the Green Vine tribe. Of course, these vines have all withered during the heavy ice and snow. But there are so many of them that they are wrapping around the wooden wall. Looking at the wooden wall, they are all covered with these vines, but they are very dry in color and covered with a lot of snow. Is this the Green Vine tribe? Yanhua raised her head and looked at the surrounding environment of this tribe. She found that the Yanlong tribe was better. Although the area seemed to be about the same size, there was actually a difference. The scene at the door alone was different, and the wooden walls looked different. It is very dilapidated, as if it will collapse at any time. Although there is snow at the entrance of the Yanlong tribe, the amount is definitely not as much as here, and the entrance of the Yanlong tribe is unobstructed, and the people of the tribe will never be blocked from coming in and out. But the Green Vine tribe is different. There is already a lot of snow at the door. It is piled up like a hill. The door of the tribe cannot be opened normally because there is a lot of snow accumulated inside and outside. How are we going to get in with all the snow? Shalan glanced around and found that there was no place to go in. The cat-eared girl began to miss the Yanlong tribe. As expected, there is no harm without comparison. The difference between the two is too big. We could just climb over, but because the snow was so high we couldn't open the door, so we had to climb in, Alu said. She was like this when she came out. She climbed directly out of the tribe. Climb in? Shalan immediately shook her head, thinking that it would be okay if she and others were there, but witches definitely couldn't. Alu was about to say something, but when she saw Subai, she suddenly realized that she really couldn't let a witch from a tribe crawl. She turned around looking over his shoulder at the totem warriors of his tribe. He ordered, you clear all the snow at the door so that they can come in. Originally, I didn't want to clean up the snow because it was a waste of time. I just cleaned it anyway. Not long after I finished, the sky would be filled with snow again, but I just thought of the other party, so I had no choice but to do it. Everyone just it only took a long time to clear the snow, but after half an hour, they successfully entered the tribe. After Subai and others entered the tribe, they realized that the tribe was different from what they imagined. From the outside, the area looked like it is about the same size as the Yanlong tribe, but there are not many wooden houses in it. There are only about 30 or 40 wooden houses, and most of the others are animal skin tents. Or they are simply 4 walls made of wood, and the top is capped. It's animal skins and the like again. In short, the development of this tribe seems to be very backward. Although it is not a medium-sized tribe, its scale is much larger than that of a small tribe. Who knew it would look like this? Wu, why is this tribe different? It doesn't look as big as it looks from the outside, Yu Ying said quietly from the side. She didn't dare to speak too loudly. After all, this tribe is not the Yanlong tribe. She should be careful in other people's tribes. Well, it's definitely different from what I thought, Subai responded lightly. He originally thought that there would be a lot of wooden houses inside. After all, it wasn't a small tribe anymore. Who knew that it would be similar to a small tribe inside? No wonder she just said that they had enough food. It turned out that there were not many people, so there was no need to prepare too much food, Yanhua guessed. No, there should be a lot of them. You can see that in addition to the wooden houses, there are many tents. You can still vaguely see the light of fire in those tents, so there are a lot of people in this tribe. Shalan analyzed. From the moment she entered the tribe, the cat-eared girl has been looking around and observing the surrounding environment. She originally thought that there were not many people in this tribe, but her preconceived notion made her think that there were as many people as there were wooden houses. But after thinking about it, there are still a lot of tents. The number of tents alone is 3 or 4 times that of wooden houses. It can be imagined that the number of people in this tribe is still very large. That's right, I almost forgot that tents can also be used for people. Yanhua smiled awkwardly. Since the stone house of the Yanlong tribe was built, and she has lived in the stone house for a long time. And there are no tents in the Yanlong tribe now, the most are stones. The house also has wooden houses. So when the horn girl came in, she subconsciously thought that only wooden houses were for people to live in, so she thought that there were not many people in this tribe. Wu, this tribe doesn't look very good. Do we really want to cooperate with this tribe? Shalan asked in a low voice. At this time, what they said could not be heard by others. After all, they took the initiative to come out of this tribe, and they could not let others hear what they said. Let's take a look at the situation first. Sometimes we can't judge based on appearance alone. Sometimes the more ordinary things we think of, the more different surprises we can get, Subai said seriously. This principle applies everywhere, as there is a saying, you can't judge a book by its appearance. Some things have to be understood by yourself before you know it. Just like the Yanlong tribe before, it is not the same. People look down on it, but what has it become now? What it is now cannot be learned by others if they want to. That's right, I hope this tribe can bring us surprises. Shalan also thinks the sentence is very reasonable. Because she knows it deeply, and there is no other living example right in front of her. Wu looks so young and good looking, and has nothing to do with Wu at all. But he did better than ordinary witches, as if he were the son of God. It was incredible. At such a young age, he managed the tribe very well, something that even the older witches might not be able to do. Things that arrived. Okay, let's not say it for now, lest it's not good for them to hear, Subai said lightly. Clear. Shalan and others immediately responded. Tap tap tap. Subai and others were taken to a wooden house at the door. That wooden house was obviously much larger than the other wooden houses. And looking at it, it is the only wooden house of this size in this tribe. It is obvious that this is Wu's wooden house. Please update for support and customization. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 535. Chapter 535, Taking the Bait. 2 more requests for customization. Subai and others were taken into the wooden house. The area inside the wooden house was quite large. But the light was also not very bright, only the faint fire pit was glowing orange-red. The atmosphere inside the entire wooden house is just a light yellow. It is not very clear, and only some small outlines can be seen. There was a big piece of wood placed next to the lotus pond, and a man was sitting next to the wood. The man's stature is not very big, and his body looks obviously a little rickety. It can be seen that the other person is a little older. Witches, they are all from the Yanlong tribe, and one of them is also a witch from the Yanlong tribe Olu introduced at the side. In fact, before Subai and others went in, the girl had already gone in to report in advance. At this time, I would like to say it again, just to let both parties know, and to break the current deadlock, because now everyone no one spoke. I heard Alu say that you came to cooperate with us, the voice in the darkness said slightly. The voice sounded a little old, which proved that he was indeed a little older. He is the shaman of the Green Vine tribe, his name is Lu Zheng, and he is around 60 years old. He has managed the Green City tribe for decades. Judging from his silhouette in the dark, he is not very tall, about 1.65 meters tall, and his face also looks very thin, with his cheeks already obvious. The dents had gone in. The rest of the features were not very clear. Subai could roughly see the above features through the faint firelight. When he came back to his senses, he responded softly, "Yes, our Yanlong tribe want to cooperate with you." Wu Luhan was obviously stunned when he heard the other party's voice. He never thought that the other party's voice could be so young. He also looked at the other party's appearance through the weak firelight, and this sight made him even more shocked. The other party looks as young as his voice. Could it be that this is a witch from the Yanlong tribe? It's too nonsense to say that. How can such a young kid be a witch? And how could a witch leave the tribe? Just judging from these 2 points, the identity of the other party is worthy of his suspicion, and the expression on his face suddenly becomes not so good. If he said that he wanted to talk about cooperation, he would definitely be willing, but if he deceived in the name of talking about cooperation, he was very unhappy. The other party said that he was a witch, but neither the age nor the voice sounded like him. Although the light was not very bright, Subai's handsome appearance and temperament could be clearly seen. Although it is very good, it has nothing to do with his identity as a witch. If your tribe doesn't really want to cooperate, then please go back and don't waste my time. What's more, don't go back too late now, dabbing Xiu, to avoid danger, Wu Luhan said seriously. He was a little angry, because the other party's insincerity made him not want to continue to cooperate. But seeing that the other party was very young, he couldn't bear it, so he wanted them to go back quickly. Tribe. I don't know how you say this, Subai asked in confusion, not knowing why the other party suddenly became angry. And judging from the other party's tone, the other party seemed quite angry, which was a bit confusing. You said you were a shaman from the Yanlong tribe, and you could even make up such a big lie. I wouldn't be so angry if you just said your identity. Wu Luhan didn't want to say anything anymore. He closed his eyes slightly, stretched out his hand and waved to signal the other party to leave quickly. At this time, he didn't want to talk too much to those children. Ha ha ha, Subai smiled heartily and said, "What did I think it was? It turns out this is what makes me angry." He finally understood. He thought they had done something wrong, but he didn't expect it was just this. It seemed that the other party felt that he was too young to die as a tribe, so he didn't believe it. But this point of anger is reasonable. He is indeed very young and handsome, and he really has nothing to do with the witch of a tribe. It is understandable that the other party would think so. What are you laughing at? Is it so funny that I saw through the lie? Wu Luhan asked with a frown. He always felt that the other party was inexplicable, and suddenly he didn't even know what he was doing. I think you have misunderstood. I am a shaman from the Yanlong tribe. Although I am not very old, I am indeed a shaman from the Yanlong tribe, Subai said seriously. His expression was extremely serious, without the slightest hint of joking, and he sat upright in order to stop the other party from questioning it. Wu Luhan frowned and looked at the other party seriously, and saw that the other party didn't look like he was lying. And after thinking about it carefully, the Yanlong tribe was attacked by the Black Snake tribe before. Maybe something happened to the shaman of the Yanlong tribe at that time, so there was no way to find him, a young inheritor. After thinking about it, it seems reasonable to see that the other party is so young, and his expression is not as serious as it was at the beginning. Tell me, what does your tribe want to cooperate with our tribe? Wu Luhan asked with a sigh. After he had prepared his thoughts and saw the other party's serious look, he didn't want to say anything more. Now he just wanted to hear what the other party wanted to do. I wonder if you are familiar with the environment around this tribe? If you are familiar with it, I wonder if you can do me a favor. Sudbai asked straight to the point. It's better not to mince words when talking to an old witch, but to speak directly. I have been in this tribe for such a long time. Of course I know what the tribes around here have. I wonder what help you want from me? Then what can you come up with? Wu Luhan is also a straightforward person. Take a look at this thing first, and if it's suitable, we can discuss cooperation. Sudbai handed over the porcelain bowl. After Wu Luhan took the porcelain bowl, he began to look at it. As soon as he took it, he completely fell in love with this feeling. This feeling was like holding a stone, but it was different from the stone. It's different. It's more comfortable to hold than a stone, and it looks very good. The shape is also quite special, and it looks like something I've never seen before. He looked at the porcelain bowl carefully through the weak firelight. Originally, it looked like a porcelain bowl. His eyes were not big, but they opened wide when he looked at this porcelain bowl. Judging from the other person's eyes and gestures, it was obvious that he couldn't put it down, and he just didn't want to put it down when he picked it up. Sudbai smiled slightly. I didn't interrupt the other party, I just knew that the other party's appearance meant that the matter was settled. Second update, please support and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 536. Chapter 536, Initiative. 3 more requests for customization. Wu Luhan took the entire porcelain bowl up, placed it higher than his head, and then kept looking up at the bottom of the porcelain bowl. He looked at it seriously for a long time, and it can be said that the more he looked at it, the more he couldn't put it down. I also started to speculate about this thing in my heart, but I guessed it many times, but I still couldn't completely believe it. What is this thing? Wu Luhan lowered his head and couldn't help asking, and then reluctantly handed the porcelain bowl back. Sudbai took the porcelain bowl and put it aside, explaining this is called porcelain, and only we Yanlong it is a very precious thing that only belongs to the tribe. It is a good choice whether it is for display or passed down to future generations. Wu Luhan couldn't help but feel a little distressed when he saw the other party placing it beside him casually. Didn't he say that this thing was very precious? Why do you put it so casually? There is only one possibility he can think of, that is, the Yanlong tribe has a lot of these things, so he doesn't care very much. What is this thing made of? It looks like stone. Wu Luhan asked his doubts. He was really curious about this thing. It didn't look like it was naturally formed in terms of appearance or texture. His tone of voice was no longer so stiff. On the contrary, it was much softer. Phew. This is the secret of the Yanlong tribe. Sudbai knew that the other party had taken the bait. At this time, the initiative was completely on his side. Since the other party liked this thing, he would definitely be willing to do it. Okay, I wonder what help your tribe wants from our tribe? Wu Luhan asked. Since he likes this thing, he should take the initiative to ask the other party what help he needs. I want your tribe to help our Yanlong tribe open up trade relations with other surrounding tribes. Sudbai said word by word. Trade relations, although Wu Luhan has lived for so many years, he has never heard of this term. That is to say, I want them all to come to our Yanlong tribe, and then our tribe will have a place similar to a market. Sudbai said. He originally wanted to do this by himself, but unfortunately he and the entire tribe were not familiar with the surrounding area. Just relying on air, Shifeng, and the people flying in the hot air balloon to search, it takes a lot of time, and the efficiency is very low. What's more, they may not directly believe it, and the lobbying work at this time is more troublesome. So at this time, it is better to just let someone who is familiar with the surrounding tribes. It is even better for more famous tribes to do this. In this way, those people will be more convinced, and some early persuasion work can be omitted. Do you want our tribe to be used as a propaganda function? Is your Yanlong tribe not as good as the Spotted Deer tribe? Wu Luhan knew directly what the other party wanted to do. You must know that tribes with markets develop relatively quickly, and their personnel grow very quickly, making it easier for tribes to become stronger. And tribes with markets, other tribes generally don't dare to do anything to this tribe, and some darker tribes don't dare to invade this tribe. Well, I think that your Green Vine tribe has been here for a long time, and you probably have a good relationship with the surrounding tribes, so I want you to help me with this. Subai smiled slightly and continued, as for our tribe, it is not comparable to the Spotted Deer tribe. He still has this kind of confidence. The current Yanlong tribe alone cannot compare with the Spotted Deer tribe. Not to mention that when the big ice and snow passes, the Yanlong tribe will really start to develop. At that time, it will be even more, can't catch up. I want to know how you want us to help you promote it, and how can you replace this porcelain with us. Wu Lu is eager to get these porcelains. Although he knows the other party's thoughts and does not want to interfere with the other party, he still wants to take advantage of the things that are beneficial to him. After all, it would be a pity not to give up such a good thing like porcelain, and he would not touch it. Just talking. Is your tribe far away from other tribes? How long does it take to walk there? If you can, help us spread the word during the big snow and ice period, so that when the big snow and ice is over, there will be people from our tribe coming. Subai blinked his black eyes and continued, as long as you promote a tribe, I will give you a piece of porcelain. He originally wanted to use 2 porcelains to promote the conditions of a tribe, but after thinking about it, he decided not to let the other party think that the porcelains were too easy to obtain. If that's the case, I'm afraid I can't agree to it. There was a pity expression on Wu Luhan's face. Why? Subai didn't know what happened to the other party. During the period of heavy ice and snow, no one in our tribe is allowed to go out. Wu Luhan raised his head and glanced at Alu, and continued, as for you asking me to promote during the big ice and snow, I can't do it. I have to consider the lives of the people in the tribe, not to mention that we have to prepare for the eternal night. And there is even less time. What he is more worried about is the safety of the tribe. During the heavy snow and ice, there is no way to walk in the mountains. Even if you go to other tribes, it is an act of seeking death, because it is easy to encounter avalanches on the way, or only snow geniuses will appear. Attacks by wild beasts. In short, there are too many unstable factors. As the shaman of the tribe, he has no way to make fun of the lives of the tribe's people, although he likes those porcelains very much. You don't have to worry about this. We have transportation so that you don't have to walk in the heavy snow, as long as you send people to other tribes to talk to them, Subai said lightly. He didn't want the other party to go to other tribes on foot. This would not only waste time, but also cost the other party his life. Oh? I don't know what you can do. What is the means of transportation? Wu Luhan felt that this young man's words were really hard to understand. Did he start to think that all the young people in the tribe are like this now? Each one is more disobedient than the other, and each one's speech is more difficult to understand than the other one. Thinking of this, he watched to Alu. Alu is his granddaughter and the daughter of his son. His son is the chief of the Luteng tribe. You will know this by then. Anyway, I will ensure the safety of your tribe members, Subai said swornly. If it can protect their safety, then I am willing, but how much time do you need to spend? Wu Lunhan continued to ask. Then I want to see how long it takes for your tribe to go past their tribe. Only in this way can I estimate the time, Subai said. Our tribe is in the center, and it only takes 5 days to get to other tribes, Wu Lunhan said. Third update, please support and customize. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 537. Chapter 537, so embarrassing. One more, please customize. If this is the case, it only takes 2 days to use our tools to get there, Subai said with a smile. Although a hot air balloon is not the fastest means of transportation, it is still faster than walking. What's more, it is a period of heavy ice and snow. It will be safer to fly in the sky with a hot air balloon. What exactly are your tools? Why is it so powerful? Wu Lunhan asked curiously. He always felt that the Yanlong tribe was not simple now, and was no longer the same tribe as before. This could be seen just from their witches. He also knew the old witch from the Yanlong tribe. No, it shouldn't be considered acquaintance, it can only be said that there was a one-time relationship, so when he saw Subai, he didn't believe it. Because he was different from the person in his impression, he was a little angry, but from the perspective of the other party's choice for such a young person to be the inheritor means that the Yanlong tribe is different from before. You will know then. If you are willing to cooperate, then I will let people pass in a few days, Subai said seriously. This matter cannot be postponed any longer, because several days have passed since the heavy ice and snow, and there is not much time left before the eternal night, not to mention the need to prepare some weapons. Okay, can you add a little more? It's a bit small for a tribe to only replace one piece of porcelain. Wulu is looking at each other expectantly. Porcelain is a very precious thing in our tribe. Not everyone can have it, and our tribe doesn't have much. Exchanging one porcelain for one tribe is the best I can give. Originally, I wanted to have one porcelain for 3 tribes. Subai pretended to be embarrassed and said. In fact, there are a lot of porcelain in the Yanlong tribe. In addition to some decorations in Yong'an building, they are also found in the homes of chiefs and hunting team leaders. It is not a very rare thing. Watch now. Okay, just do as you say. Wu Lunhan actually feels that he has made a lot of money. But on the surface, he still has to fight for himself. After all, it would be better to have more. Okay, then I will go back to our tribe and won't disturb you. Subai stood up and clapped his hands. The main reason is that it's too cold to stay here. He needs to go back to Yong'an building to stay there. It's warm there. After only staying here for a while, he felt the cold wind outside the house. After pouring in, the fire pit in the middle of the wooden house was swaying with the wind, and it looked as if it was about to be extinguished at any time. I want people to visit your tribe and see what kind of situation your tribe is like, Wu Lunhan said suddenly. He wanted to see what the Yanlong tribe had become, and why it suddenly made this decision. Has the Yanlong tribe become the same as the Spotted Deer tribe, with the ability to open a group? City conditions. That's totally fine. Who do you want to come with us? Subai nodded. It's nothing. On the contrary, it can let others see the development of the Yanlong tribe. After seeing it, the other party will definitely be more willing to help, and they will even beg for help. I'll let Alu go with you. Since she wants to go out so much, let her take you back, Wu Lunhan said. He originally wanted to punish his granddaughter. She didn't stay in the cabin during the heavy ice and snow, and actually ran to the river. This was too much. And she also brought it to the tribe. She was a very bad person. As punishment, she was asked to go to the Yanlong tribe to investigate, so that she could give an explanation to the people in the tribe. After hearing this, Alu's eyes immediately widened, and she suddenly felt a little happy in her heart. Because she can go out. She is the kind of person who can't stay idle in the tribe, so she wants to go out again and again. This punishment for her can also be regarded as a reward for her. Okay, I'm willing to go, Alu said without hesitation. At this time, he must agree immediately. Tap tap tap. Subai didn't care what arrangements their tribe would make. Anyway, he wanted to return to his tribe quickly at this time. Then he had to prepare something useful for the development of the tribe. His mind had been flooded with thoughts recently, so he wanted to quickly record or present all these things. Since it's been a while since we came out to relax, we need to go back and prepare for the development of the tribe. There is still a long way to go before the tribe becomes a city. Yanhua and others also felt a little cold inside, but they felt that it was not so cold when moving outside. What's more, they were all wearing cloaks, and they felt cold even like this, let alone the people of the Green Vine tribe. Everyone stepped away from the Green Vine tribe, got on the ice sledge and headed towards the Yanlong tribe. Alu sat on the ice sledge with a shocked face. This was the first time he experienced this kind of transportation. She held the handrails of the ice sledge tightly with both hands, for fear of falling or overturning. This is really exciting. What is this? Alu asked, holding back her fear. This is a vehicle that can walk on ice, and it is only available to our Yanlong tribe. Shalan explained. The cat-eared girl wanted to laugh when she saw the other person like this, but she didn't expect that the other person would be so scared. She could clearly see the explosion of the other person's hands. Turn out to be, so that's it, Alu said with a smile, but not a smile. The expression on his face was a bit stiff. Maybe it was because it was too cold. The ice sledge was moving very fast, so the wind blowing in the face was also very strong, and the girl was wearing it's not that much, so I feel a little cold. What kind of beast is that beast? Alu is also very curious about the two dogs running in front. We think they are Alaskan Malamutes, but I don't know much about them. It's the first time I've seen them. Shalan explained. The cat-eared girl still likes this kind of dog. She thinks this kind of dog looks very honest. What is a sled dog? What a strange name. Alu was a little stiff when he spoke. He still held the armrest with both hands, looking as if he had been frightened. Don't worry, nothing will happen. Yanhua clapped her hands. She was not holding on to anything now and was enjoying the feeling very much. The horn girl was already used to this ice sledge. What's more, she wasn't worried when she sat on it for the first time. Instead, she felt its fun. I want to control that ice sledge. It doesn't matter, I think I'd better hold on. Alu smiled awkwardly, but she didn't dare to let go of her hands directly. She turned back to look at her tribe, and found that they were also very scared, and their faces were blue with fear. She couldn't help but relax when she saw others like this. Take a breath, because I feel that she is not the only one. Please update for support and customization. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 538. Chapter 538, Thoughts are flowing like a fountain. 2 more requests for customization. Subai and others spent several hours returning to the Yanlong tribe, asking cat-ear girl to take Alu to visit the tribe, and then return to Yong'an Tower. Because I have a lot of ideas at once, I want to write them down quickly so that I won't forget them later. Alu stood dumbly downstairs of Yong'an building, raised his head and looked at the plaque of Yong'an building, and was speechless for a moment. This scene shocked her so much, she had never seen anything like this before. Her green eyes were wide open, her mouth was wide open, and she couldn't say a word. Subconsciously, he stretched out his hand to cover his mouth. He felt that his surprised expression was really rude, but he couldn't close it himself, so he could only cover it up. What's wrong with you? Are you feeling uncomfortable somewhere? Shalan didn't know what was wrong with the other party. He hadn't spoken since he came into the tribe, and he just kept staring. Is this where you live? It took Alu a long time to hold back the sentence. The girl was really shocked. She thought that the Yanlong tribe would be similar to her own tribe, but she didn't expect that the difference was not a little bit different. From this perspective, the Green Vine tribe and the Yanlong tribe, it's simply incomparable. My tribe is really bad, so I've been speechless since I joined the tribe. The whole thing is so shocking that I don't know how to speak anymore. My mouth is so shocked that I can't stop opening it. Yes, this is where we live. It's super warm in here, and there's no wind coming in, Shalan said. She understood what the other party said when she heard it. She knew that the other party must be too shocked, so she didn't speak for a long time. The place you live in is great, too. If I read correctly, are these stones? Alu asked curiously. She was a little envious when she saw how tall these houses were. After looking at them for a long time, she realized that these houses seemed to be made of stone. Yes, these are all made of stone. Shalan responded. What I want to know is, why do rocks stick together? Alu couldn't help but be very curious. The main reason is that this is too incredible. It is impossible for stones to be glued together, even with witchcraft. Looking at the Yanlong tribe, there are so many stone houses. Then how much witchcraft does it take? We don't know if this is a witch's method. Come on, I'll take you to the tribe. Shalan changed the subject. Anyway, this method will not be told to anyone. Even many people in the Yanlong tribe do not know what is going on. Therefore, it is even less likely that people from other tribes will tell each other. This is the trump card of the Yanlong tribe. It is also the most important thing that the Yanlong tribe uses to attract other tribes. These stone houses will become the iconic things of the Yanlong tribe. Oh, Alu just nodded stupidly, his eyes still looking at Yong'an building, and his whole attention was attracted. She planned to tell her father and grandpa about this when she went back. This was really unbelievable. Judging from these houses alone, it is entirely possible for the Yanlong tribe to surpass the Spotted Deer tribe. No, it shouldn't be said that it is possible, but that it will definitely surpass it. What's the matter? Looks distracted. When Shalan saw the other party, he still felt as if he had no soul. No, I'm just thinking about your daily life. It must be nice to live in these stone houses. I don't know what it's like inside. Alu's voice was very low. She began to envy the people of the Yanlong tribe, and felt that it would be really great to live here. What she is most curious about now is what kind of structure is inside the stone house. What will happen? Is it the same as the wooden house? No, it should be different. Even the appearance of the house has changed. How could it be the same inside? The girls have been thinking in their hearts whether there is one or not. It's really nice to live in a stone house, it's so comfortable, Shalan said a little uncontrollably. It was the first time for the cat-eared girl to be like this. She used to be relatively stable, but because the stone house was so comfortable to live in, she suddenly couldn't help it. I knew that I also wanted to live in a stone house. Alu didn't want to hide her envy at all. She had nothing to pretend at this time. If she liked it, she liked it, and if she envied her, she was envious. She wanted to be reserved at first, but she was really shocked after she arrived at the Yanlong tribe. If you don't mind, then go back tomorrow and sleep with me tonight, Shalan said enthusiastically. After all, he wanted to cooperate with the Green Vine tribe, and the other party was a girl, so there would be nothing wrong with sleeping together. After hearing this, Alu nodded without hesitation and said excitedly, don't mind, I'll just stay at the Yanlong tribe tonight. My grandpa didn't ask me to go back any time anyway. That's good, let me take you for a walk inside the tribe first, so that you can do business easily when you get back. Shalan said softly. Alu suddenly became lively after knowing that she could sleep in the stone house. She stood on tiptoes happily, nodded heavily, and said, okay, where should we go first? After solving what I wanted most in my heart, the expression on my face was no longer so dull, and the feeling of shock turned into expectation. Let me first take you to the avenue of our tribe, which is different from that of your tribe, Shalan said. There is no snow on the Yanlong tribe avenue now, and there is no snow on the roof either. They have all been cleaned up. Why is there no snow in your tribe? Could it be that witchcraft was used? Alu realized this. No wonder the journey from the entrance of Yanlong tribe to Yong'an building was very smooth. The most important thing was riding a carriage. This also shocked the girl. Unexpectedly, in addition to the ice things that are moving forward, there are actually things that are moving forward on the ground in the Yanlong tribe. It is really an incredible tribe. No, these were all cleaned up by others so that the stone sword could be exposed. Shalan shook his head and said, after clearing the snow, the roads in the Yanlong tribe will be exposed, so that pedestrians will not be an obstacle to walking. So that's it, but why are so many people from your tribe coming out when it's snowing? Alu said doubtfully. Because they are no longer blocking the road, they wear more clothes and get enough food every day, so they don't have to hide at home all the time, not to mention they have to work. Shalan gave a rough explanation. It's really a magical tribe. Alu was shocked again. Second update, please support and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 539. Chapter 539, Solve the bathing problem. 3 more, please customize. After Subai returned to Yong'an building, he began to conceive of the next development. In order for the tribe to be closer to modern civilized life, there is still a lot to be done. He thought that development could not be stopped just because of the arrival of heavy ice and snow, and that it must be carried out steadily. Wu, what are you thinking about? Yu Ying asked curiously. Since returning to the tribe, she saw Wu walking directly to his seat and sitting down. I'm thinking about the tribe's bathing problem. It would be nice if this could be improved, Subai said softly. Yes, he thought it was about the shower head, because it was so uncomfortable to carry a bucket to take a shower every time. If there was a shower head to take a shower, it would be a really good feeling. People stood directly. It feels so good to stand under the shower head and raise your head to welcome the water rushing down. This feeling cannot be compared to holding a bucket and splashing water. Woo, but isn't it good for us to take a bath now? What do you want to become? Yu Ying asked curiously. The fox-eared lady suddenly became a little curious, because often at this time, witches would come up with some very magical things. Would you like it if we could free our hands? Subai asked with the corners of his mouth raised slightly. No need for us to carry buckets and pour water on us. Yu Ying's pink eyes widened. Of course, if we use a shower head, we don't need to splash water. Subai nodded and said. If that's the case, that's really great, Wu, but what is a shower? Yu Yinghao heard new vocabulary without exception. Every time she stayed with Wu, she always heard some fresh vocabulary. Sometimes the vocabulary was easy to understand, and sometimes she had no idea what it was at all. The showerhead is a tool that allows you to free your hands, but it requires a lot of things. Subai pursed his lips and said. You must know that it is not easy to build a bathing system in Yong'an building, because there are many things to consider. Wu, what should we do about this? Yu Ying asked curiously. First of all, the first thing we need to do is to find a place to store water. From this place, we can let the water flow into our toilet along the pipe. Subai explained. This one can be said to be more important. If there is no place to store water, there will be no water coming out of the shower. Wu, doesn't our tribe have a pond? Water should be available there, Yu Ying said immediately. No, the water in the pool is cold. You don't want to take a cold shower in the middle of winter, right? Subai asked back. Yu Ying shook her head without hesitation and said immediately, I don't want to take a cold shower, otherwise it will turn into ice cubes. The heavy ice and snow can be said to be really cold. Sometimes the water you drink indoors will turn into ice cubes, let alone the water outside. What's more, the pool is frozen now, and there is no way to get water out of it, Subai said. The tribe has been drinking water recently by melting ice cubes or snow water in the pool. After all, it is frozen everywhere and there is no flowing water. Wu, what should we do? Everything turned into ice. Yu Ying frowned, thinking that the shower was about to get cold. We could build one ourselves and just heat that water so we have a hot bath, Subai said seriously. What he was thinking of was the water heater system on the other side of the earth. It heats the water in the place where the water is stored and then transports the water in along the pipes. This is much more convenient than boiling snow water for bathing. Really, Yu Ying was so happy that her pink fox tail kept wagging. Well, I'll draw the picture first, and then you can do yours, Subai said softly, took out a pen and paper and started to prepare a drawing. Yes, Yu Ying didn't dare to disturb and took out the animal skins and started sewing. She was going to sew some gloves according to the drawings given by Wu. Because when she went outside, she had a scarf on her neck and snow boots on her feet. These were all in place to keep warm. The only comparison was the cold ones are the hands. In addition to sewing gloves, some earmuffs will also be sewn so that the ears will not be frostbitten. It is possible that some places are so cold that even the ears will be frozen off, not to mention primitive tribes during the heavy ice and snow period, it would really freeze your ears off. Subai took out the paper and started to draw. What he probably drew was the water storage system of a water heater, which is a large jar filled with water. After that, he drew a lot of crooked pipes. The most important thing was to present Yongan building on the drawing, and draw those things near Yongan building. The first thing he wanted to test was Yongan building, after all, he lived there. The place and the water heater must be arranged. Although I have become accustomed to using a bucket to collect water for bathing, it is very troublesome. I just have to change it to normal times. Now during the big ice and snow period, everything is frozen. I have to do it every time I take a bath. There is a lot of snow. After burning it, you have to wait for it to boil. If it is not boiled, it will easily freeze. Otherwise, the water will freeze just after it has been burned and before you take a bath. This is not only a waste of wood, but also a waste for the tribal people. Also done useless work. You need to get a cold water pipe and a hot water pipe, otherwise the boiling water will burn people to death, Subai murmured to himself. He drew another water storage tank on the drawing. Of course, he also drew a lot more pipes. What he was thinking about was that when the switch system was turned on, hot and cold water would come out at the same time, and the church would, after being together, it will become warm water, which makes it more convenient to take a bath. Otherwise, there is only one hot water pipe, and all the water that comes out after the switch system is turned on is scalding water, which makes it impossible to take a bath. Well, I think this should be enough, but the water heating system needs to be figured out. Subai looked at the drawing with satisfaction and thought to himself. After all, it is not easy to heat the water in the water storage tank, because if you don't use firewood, the water inside will freeze. But if you continue heating the water in the water storage tank with firewood will waste a lot of wood when you are not taking a shower. This is not a perfect solution. It would be nice to have a continuous heating device, so that a lot of wood can be omitted. Subai began to hope in his heart. Of course, he also knew that this was impossible. This was not modernization. How could there be such a thing? So he had to think of other ways. If there is coal, then this is easy to solve. Use coal too. Subai stopped mid-sentence, and the expression on his face became excited. Wu, what's wrong with you? Yu Ying also clearly saw the change in Wu and thought something had happened. Nothing, I just solved a big problem. Subai was already smiling from ear to ear. Third update, please support and customize. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 540. Chapter 540, The Perfect Substitute. For more, please customize. Yuying didn't know what was going on, so she tilted her head and asked what big problem have you solved? It's just a matter of heating water. Our tribe doesn't have to use wood to burn fires all the time. The corners of Subai's mouth kept rising. The solution he suddenly thought of really made him ecstatic. He didn't expect that the best solution was always in front of him, but he had forgotten it. Yuying couldn't understand a little bit, and the expression on her face was very confused. Can you tell me what's different about this device? Subai handed over the drawing he had drawn. Yuying took the drawing and began to browse it, carefully looking at what was drawn on the drawing. She looked at it for a long time, and finally understood it by following the marked arrows. He opened his mouth and said, these pipes are all used to discharge water, right? That's right, these pipes carry water from large tanks to our toilets, where it falls from the shower heads to give us a bath. Subai nodded and said. Woo, one of these two big jars is for hot water and the other is for cold water, right? Yuying continued to ask. Fox-ear Girl was still relatively smart at this time. Maybe it was because the drawings were very simple and clear, so she understood it quickly. Well, these two tanks are for hot and cold water, but what should you do if the water in these two storage tanks freezes? Subai asked. Burn them with fire. Yuying didn't know why she asked this question suddenly. I think everyone knows this question. So if we don't take a shower, do we still have to use wood to burn the water? Subai continued to ask. He thought that instead of explaining so much to the other party at once, it would be better to tell the other party bit by bit so that the other party would understand more clearly. If you don't like taking a bath, don't use wood, because it will be a waste of firewood, Yuying said directly, but she was still confused. What you said is all right, but would it be a waste of time to wait until we have to take a shower to use wood to burn it? Subai continued to ask. Yes, we can only burn it very early in advance and wait until it is burned before taking a shower. However, this is a waste of time and wood, Yuying continued. Yes, the solution I just thought of is to solve this problem. Subai knew that the other party had figured it out clearly. Yuying suddenly understood, her eyes widened and she asked Wu, what good idea have you thought of? The fox-eared lady then understood why His Majesty kept asking very simple questions. It turned out that he wanted to explain clearly to himself. Didn't you find kerosene nuts in the forest before? Wouldn't it be perfect to replace it with that thing? Subai said with a smile. Yes, this is the solution he came up with, using kerosene fruit to replace wood. Moreover, kerosene fruit burns for a long time. One fruit can withstand more than a dozen pieces of wood. The most important thing is the burning flame. It is also very strong, which cannot be compared with that of wood. Ordinary wood may have to be added with a dozen sticks to burn very brightly, but one kerosene fruit can burn very brightly. That is not to mention the purified one. If you use kerosene fruits, the burning intensity of the juice will be no worse than that of wood, and the duration will be very long. Using a dozen fruits to burn a water storage tank, one day is simply more than enough. The most important thing before the big ice and snow came, Subai sent a large number of people to pick these kerosene fruits. Now there are a lot of these kerosene fruits piled up in the tribe. It's just that I made a lot of juice before and put it out in front of the kerosene lamp. I haven't touched those kerosene fruits for a while. The fruit was gone, and he had never seen it before, so he forgot about it for a while. But just now when he was drawing a picture and thinking of a solution, he looked up and saw a kerosene lamp, and inspiration instantly flooded into his mind, and he was still upset about why. Would you forget something so important? Yes, I forgot about this thing. Kerosene fruit is really a very good thing, so we can save a lot of wood, Yu Ying said excitedly. Fox-eared lady is excited now that she can use the shower to take a bath, and it can save a lot of wood. She has seen that device and thinks it is really convenient, and she is already looking forward to it. It takes shape. Wait until this device comes out and let people purify the kerosene fruit. The purer the juice, the better, Subai said happily. He was a little annoyed why he didn't think of making a shower earlier so that he could use the water heater earlier. Woo, who is going to make this device? Yu Ying asked curiously, because she thought the device was quite complicated. Let Uncle Gumu and Shan Shan do it. After all, this device requires the two of them to work together to complete it, Subai said. The only ones he could think of were these two old men from the tribe. One was very old and very experienced, and the other, although he was in his 30s, was also very strong. Woo, I'll give it to them now so that I can make the device earlier, Yu Ying said immediately. Don't worry, I will draw some more patterns into it so that they can see it more clearly. This will make it easier to make. Subai raised his hand and said. What he wanted to do was to draw more finely on the pattern so that the two people could understand it better. After all, it was their first time coming into contact with this device. Not to mention the pattern of the shower head. I haven't drawn it yet, but this is a very important tool. Okay, then I'll wait a moment, Yu Ying said happily. Subai was also very happy when he saw the other party's happy appearance. After all, who doesn't like life to be more convenient? He rubbed the fox-eared girl's head and started to pick up the pen and continue to draw, hoping to finish it as soon as possible. This device appeared. When Yu Ying was having her head rubbed, she shrugged her shoulders and squinted her eyes, looking like she was enjoying it. Fourth update, please support and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 541. Chapter 541, You can't take a shower outside. One more, please customize. At night, Alu followed the cat-eared girl for a circle and then returned to Yong'an building. Due to his status, he did not have dinner with Subai and others, but ate alone with the cat-eared lady. It's not that Subai doesn't want to eat with her, it's just that Alu doesn't think it's good. The cat-eared girls also think this is not good. After all, they are from other tribes and are not qualified to eat with witches. Your tribe is really amazing. Has it always been like this before? Alu was curious, wondering if it was the Black Snake tribe that turned this tribe into this. After all, the Yanlong tribe was occupied by the Black Snake tribe before. In her impression, the Yanlong tribe was not like this, so think so. No, these are all created by our witches ourselves. Shalan said after taking a bite of the noodles. The cat-eared girl knew what the other party misunderstood, so she explained it calmly, but it was also very reasonable. Anyone who saw this would be very curious. It's really amazing. I'm so envious that you have such a good witch, Alu sighed with a look on his face, but when he thought about it, he felt that he had said the wrong thing, and quickly added, I mean our witch is also very good. After the girl finished speaking, she breathed a sigh of relief. If her grandfather heard this, he would definitely be scolded to death. But in her heart, she really felt that the witches from the Yanlong tribe were better. After all, they made the Yanlong tribe become so good now. Both the place where she lives and the food she eats are very good. Alu's eyes were shining when she was eating those foods. She had never eaten noodles before and she really liked them. In her opinion, these foods, it was simply delicious, much better than the meat they had eaten before. Their chat had just begun, but the dinner had been going on for a long time. For no other reason than because Alu really liked these foods so much that after finishing after one bite, she just focused on eating and had no time to chat. Now that the food was almost eaten, she had free time to stop and chat. If you cooperate with our tribe for a long time, your tribe will become better and better. Shalan said. The cat-eared girl did not speak directly, but deliberately made it so vague. After all, stone houses and stone avenues are impossible for other tribes to have. As well as noodles or other relatively fresh food, this is something other tribes don't have. At most, it can make their tribe live a better life. That's all the Yanlong tribe can do. Because this is what Subai told them, let them don't tell the tribe's secrets yet. This is the Yanlong tribe's trump card and a secret weapon to attract other tribes. Because in this primitive continent, only the Yanlong tribe has stone houses, stone avenues, and those strange foods. These alone can attract many people. If other tribes have stone houses and stone avenues like the Yanlong tribe, then the Yanlong tribe will lose its appeal. I will definitely go back and tell Grandpa everything, and he will definitely be shocked, Alu said seriously. The girl still can't get over the shock for a long time. It can be said that she has been shocked since she left the Green Vine tribe. No matter where she goes, everything she sees and hears is shocking, and most of them are shocking. These are all things that cannot be explained by common sense, and those that cannot be explained are even more shocking. Have you finished eating? It's not enough yet. Shalan asked, because she saw that the other party had been devouring food, and she was worried that the other party was not full. Enough, enough, I'm full, I'm sorry to eat so much of your food. Alu was a little embarrassed. She could say that she really ate a lot. She ate 5 bowls of noodles and a lot of barbecue. She was very satisfied. The girl was also a foreigner, but her features were smaller and different. Obviously, if the cat-eared girl hadn't seen the other party's tail, she might have thought that the other party was a human race. So I was shocked at first and thought about how the human race could eat so much. Only aliens have larger appetites. The characteristic of Alu is that he has a short little tail behind his back. The tail is so small that you can hardly see it if you don't look carefully. It is a short tail with light green hair. It's probably about the size of a short tail. It's smaller than a rabbit's tail. At first, the cat-eared girl thought it was a decoration, but later she realized it was a tail. It doesn't matter, you can eat again if you are not full. Our tribe is not short of food now, Shalan said confidently. This is the first time she is so confident, because the Yanlong tribe is indeed not short of food. Now it is not what it was before. I'm really full, Alu said awkwardly. She didn't dare to eat it if she was asked to eat it again. Now she has to stop it? Otherwise, she will be embarrassed when she goes to her tribe for the first time. Okay, then you go take a shower first, and then we get ready to go to bed. It's already getting very late. Shalan suggested. After hearing this, Alu looked outside and realized that it was already very dark outside, but there were several kerosene lamps lit in the living room, which was so bright that she didn't even notice. She came to her senses and nodded. Said okay, but the weather is so cold, there should be no water to take a bath, right? The girl is more worried about the cold, because it is too cold to take off her clothes, and the water freezes easily, so it takes a lot of courage to take a bath. If she were not in someone else's tribe now, she would have said nothing. I won't take a shower because it's really too cold. Don't worry, I'll have someone boil water for you. You can wash it in here. You don't have to go outside, Shalan said with a smile. Although the cat-eared girls have developed the habit of bathing every day in the summer, because the ice and snow are very cold, they can't bathe every day. They only bathe once every 2 or 3 days, which is not the case. They are relatively diligent in washing. Some people only wash their clothes once a week, and some even take longer. Don't you need to go outside? But taking a shower in here will make everything here wet. Alu looked at the carpet under her feet with some reluctance. The girl liked this carpet very much from the moment she came in. She couldn't put it down. She kept stepping on it with bare feet and felt very comfortable. You don't take a shower in the living room, there is a toilet. Shalan said with a slight smile. Bathroom? What is a toilet? Alu heard another new word. The toilet is a place for bathing and resolving internal emergencies. Shalan explained simply. Alu kept blinking his green eyes and said in surprise, it's really a magical tribe. Please update for support and customization.